Hi everyone, thank you for watching this tech tutorial. Today's video is going to be talking about how to get started with Ancestry. Before we get started, I just wanted to quickly cover what we're going to be discussing today. So we'll be talking about what exactly is Ancestry and what's offered in the program, how you access the program, and then we'll also be exploring the website and looking at all the different tools that are available. So if you've never used Ancestry before, it's an online genealogy collection that you can search through different census, vital, church, and court records. It's free to access either from the library or through the library catalog. So we'll be going through this. I'll be walking you through how to actually access it if you're using it at home. But if you just go to the library computers, you'll just go to our library website, click on digital resources and then Ancestry. And just because you are already in the vicinity, it will take you straight into Ancestry. When you're accessing from home, you have to do something a little bit different because you actually have to sign into your account to verify that you have a library card and are able to access Ancestry. So let me walk you through that process right now. All right, so I've just brought up a browser tab here, and I'm going to go to the library website, which is cedarhilllibrary.org. Once you get to the website, we're going to click on the library catalog link on the left. And this will take you to our new catalog. You'll see it's been nice and updated. And what we're going to do here is we're going to sign in into the account using our library card information. So you're going to click log into my account here on the left-hand side of the page, or you can even do it up here at the top of the page. And you'll just put in your card number and then the password. So typically, unless you've changed your password, it should be the last 4 digits of your phone number. All right, so I'm signed into my library account on the catalog. And so what I'm going to do is go back into the home page just by clicking this Cedar Hill button up at the top. And then I now am able to see under the library links on the left, this nice little Ancestry link over here. So it actually will not show up unless you've actually logged into your account. So we'll click in there. All right, so now that we've logged into Ancestry, I wanted to show you a couple of things to help as you're starting to begin using this program. So you'll see up at the very top of the page, these are going to be the different links to different parts of the website. Right now we're on the home page. And from the home page, you can actually do a lot of searches just straight right here. They kind of just gathered together all of the things that are the most popular areas here so that you can easily access them. So you can start by either clicking begin searching to do kind of a general search across all of the records for something specific, or you could search in any of these types of records that we have here, whether that's a census record or a military record or even an immigration record. Down here at the very bottom of the page, there are also some quick links that you can view as well. So these are just, popular areas that they've kind of made it easier for you to access. All right, so I'm just going to do a general search here by clicking begin searching so you can see how this works. So now that I've pulled up the search, you can see that I have a couple of options here to enter in the information for the person that I am looking for. So I can put in, maybe a grandparent or a great grandparent, whoever you're starting your search with. And generally with genealogy, you always want to start with your closest generation first and kind of work your way backwards without skipping anything in between, just to make your search a lot easier. Because what often happens is you might skip something and then you find out after spending hours and hours of time researching that one part of your family, they're actually not related at all because you weren't able to identify the other person kind of in between. So just to save you that headache, you're going to want to start from your closest generation and work your way back. All right, so you're going to basically put in their name. So I'm just going to put in a person. And then you'll want to put in where they live and their birth year if you have it. The more information you have that you can list in this area, the better, because they can really narrow down your search. So now you can see that I have all of these different records based on the search that I did. From here, I can kind of narrow things down to make it more exact rather than it doing this kind of broad category. Like, let's say I had a very specific way of spelling a name, I could kind of, narrow that down and so on. Just realize that as you narrow down, you're going to have less records and sometimes you might miss something. So it's kind of good to play around with both. As you're going down, you'll see that there's some different filters here where you can search for specific types of records and even the record location. So if you know for sure that, this is your grandparent, they were in North America, then you can filter that down and kind of get a more narrow search here. All right, so as you can see on the right-hand side, I have all of these different records that it pulled up based on my initial search. So I'm just going to go ahead and click on one of them just so you can kind of see, what does this actually look like? So I'm going to click on this one right here. All right, and this is going to show me the draft registration card for this individual. You can see these are the details here. And then I can actually even click on the record itself and get this really cool view of the actual document, which is really neat. This is where you can get some additional information to, like, if this is an immigration record, sometimes you can find out who else might have also been traveling with that person or things like that. So this is really useful, just being able to view that kind of information, and pretty cool too, just to see, this is something that your relative signed or was a record related to them. All right, so after you get that information there, you can always go back. You can always send this to your email if you want to remember, this link of how you got there, and you can download that. You can even print this information as well. So lots of great options there. Down here at the bottom, there are going to be some suggested records based on the individual you're looking up. Some of this may be accurate, some of it may not. It's kind of up to you. You can kind of see, does that make sense with who that is? You can view from there. All right, so that was a general search. So I'm going to go back to the home page here, and we're going to just take a look here at some of the other options. So you could view census records for a specific year if you know that. You can also search, like I said, by the type of record. So if you know that your relatives immigrated over here from a different country, you could maybe look at their immigration records and put in their information. You can see, all of this information about where they came from, when they arrived, all of that. The more details you have, the better. And then you can find some records that relate to them. So really neat, just all the different types of information it pulls together. All right, up here at the top, you can do other types of searches here. There's also message boards that you can view as well. Sometimes this can be helpful as you're doing your family history. You can ask, other individuals who are been doing this for many, many years. You can get some advice from them as well. So you can see here, there's some different categories, and we'll just look at some of the threads here. You can see some people are, asking for help, and people are actually responding with details about how they can, get some advice there as they're beginning that genealogy search. So really neat tool there. I also really like this learning center up at the top. Now, if you're getting started with Ancestry, this is a great place to begin looking. So it has these getting started tools right here. So this is different tips and advice as you're trying to research your family history. You can learn how to use different types of records, whether that's an immigration record or a military record. And then it even has kind of things when you're, doing things that are more at an intermediate level. This might be a good place to view. I also really like that it's specific about different types of ancestry because, based on your ancestry, some things might be difficult just because of how records were kept for those kinds of individuals. So like, for example, with African American family research, these are some tools that as you're getting started with this, you can use the tips in here to learn how to better start your search. So really helpful there. All right, there's also this neat map here as well. So you can click on the state that your ancestor lived in. So for example, for Texas, this gives you some information. There's even like a research guide if you're trying to search for, different documents within Texas. Kind of gives you kind of a base as you start your search, just to kind of know like what's going on, what was going on in history at that time, what are some different resources you might want to check. So really neat tool here. All right, the other thing I wanted to show as you're getting started that's helpful is the charts and forms. Now, if you had a paid for subscription to Ancestry, they have like a family tree tool and all of that. You can actually download some charts that will help you with that for free using our library's subscription here. So you have this ancestral chart that you can download. And then as you learn more people that are part of your tree, you can add them in. So this is a great way to go. There's different research tools here as you're trying to, cover all the different things that you might have looked at or different types of documents. This will help you kind of stay organized as you're doing your family history, which there's also the census forms here as well. So if you just want to download them for a specific year, you can view that too. Okay, and then the new collections are just going to show you which areas of Ancestry have been updated recently. This can be helpful, especially since they are digitizing documents all the time. So you might search for a specific ancestor at one point, and then 6 months later you might see more records about them pop up. So that's one of the things that you might want to double check. Just continue running searches on different individuals because we are getting more and more information added into these databases. Okay, we're back on the homepage. I just wanted to show you a couple of things under the quick links here. So like we talked about earlier, some of these are things that we already had looked at, but there are some neat things in here that I wanted to kind of call attention to. One is this picture search. So if you have some specific ancestors that you are trying to find more information about, you can actually search for an image of that person. And I'm just going to do kind of a general search here. And then you can actually click on any of these documents if they are, the right person. And then you can view that individual, which is super neat. Can really get a feel for, who that individual is just by seeing this kind of information. And then if you click on this little button over here with the arrow, this will give you some more detail. So you can see that this was a wedding photograph taken for John Bester Phillips and his wife, and then what they did for a living, which is really neat. All right, and then also under the quick links, there's also stories, memories, and histories. So you can also search for something specific as well. But this is basically going to look at different things like any journals or biographies that are already published, or family histories that are published that we can search against. So again, I'm just going to type in the person that I was kind of searching about. All right, and you can see over here, information. This is notable men of Alabama, and then they're on this list. Yeah, this is just really neat. Just kind of, it's looking at all kinds of resources and pulling that together. So it just really makes all of this easier for you. All right, so that was everything that I wanted to share about Ancestry. I hope you enjoyed the video and learned something new. We actually have a Cedar Hill Genealogical Society, and they actually do events here at the library. So if you are interested in researching your family history, they are a great place to go. They're super nice and they provide all kinds of great information about how to research, and all of them are really into it. So you can get lots of tips and tricks from them. I also wanted to just mention that Ancestry also has a great YouTube channel, which has a bunch of different videos about different tricks and tools that you can do as you're using Ancestry. So I'll put that in the description box as well, just in case you want to check that out. Thank you for watching this recorded video. If you liked the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and be on the lookout for any additional videos published by our library. Thanks again.